everyone, it's me, Chris D, and today I have a super awesome tutorial for you guys. These were so much fun to make. I can't even tell you guys about it. So, I can't tell you guys about it because I'm about to tell you about it. Anyway, so today we're going to be making salt dough ornaments. This is super simple and it's so much fun to do with friends and family. And if you have little kids, this is the perfect Christmas craft for them. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this video. So for the main ingredients, you're going to need flour and salt, but you can decorate it with whatever. So I have glitter over here, paint, puff paint, stamp ink pads, you know, all that fun stuff. You can pretty much do whatever your little heart desires. You're going to start out with 1 cup of flour and a half a cup of salt, a half cup of water, and pour that in and mix it up. If you're doing this for the first time, add the water slowly because you might not need all of the water, but I like to use the full cup. There's a lot of recipes out there. Some say to use only like a 3/8 of a cup or something like that, but I tried that and I didn't like the way the dough looked or felt. Alright, so you're just going to kind of mix this and picking up these loose pieces that are around, pieces that aren't mixed in. You want to get that all mixed in there. So just kind of put it in there, and you're going to knead it like you would a normal kind of dough. I'm going to be taking wax paper or parchment paper and sprinkling it with a little bit of flour so that the dough doesn't stick, because you don't want that at all, believe me. So now you're going to roll out your dough, or in my case, smash out your dough, because I am not cool enough to have a rolling pin. And then after that, you're just going to take your cookie cutters and cut out your pieces. Alright, I'm going to bring my Santa and my snowman over here to show you guys something you can do. So these are cookie cutters, but then they came with these little guys, and you can stamp their faces. So I'm going to do that on Mr. Santa Claus. There we go. Here, that's okay. To make these 2 adorable owl ornaments I saw on Pinterest, you're going to take your 2 circle cutouts, flatten them out a little bit, and then you're going to take something that will make a half circle kind of shape and indent those into the dough. You're going to fold over the 2 sides, and then you're going to fold down the top so it looks like an owl. Then for the next one, you will take a half circle shape again and actually punch out the top. You're going to take 2 half circles on the sides to make the little wings, and then you can make little dots in the bottom center to kind of give it some texture. For another idea, I took my cute little kitten hands, they're not hands, they're paws, and imprinted them into the dough. And I did that for both of my little kitty cats. And then I just took a stamp pad and letter stamps and stamped their names into the dough. Okay, so there are a couple of ways to dry your salt dough ornaments, and none of them are fun. This is the biggest pain of doing these ornaments, but my dog will not stop barking. It's worth going through the hassle just because these ornaments turn out so cool and you can do so much with them. So the different processes are to let them air dry. Now if you let them air dry, they are going to take a very long time. This is my first time ever doing salt dough ornaments, so for me it was like trial and error. So I did it 3 different ways. And air drying, I let it dry for 12 hours and they're still not dry. So this is kind of what they look like. Let me see if you guys can tell. They still have like a little bit of moisture to them. See how this is kind of like a different color? If it's this yellow color, there's still moisture to them. This is another one that I did, and it is, you can see the difference in color. So this one's almost dry, just the front has a little bit of more room to go. So if you let them air dry, they will take, I would say, probably 24 hours, maybe even longer. So if you're really impatient, that's not the way to go. But if you're just like, no big deal, you know, that might be the way to go. Or if it's really warm where you are, which seems like it's really not warm anywhere. I'm in Florida, and it's warming up. It was pretty cool, and now it's warming up a little bit, which I'm like, boo, go back to being fall weather. But if you live in a warm area, you can set it outside to dry. Now, if you're going to do the oven method, you will want to set your oven at about 300 degrees. And this all kind of varies depending on your oven, but about 300 degrees, and you're going to leave it in there for 3 to 4 hours. Yeah, kind of crazy. The easiest way that I found to do it, or the quickest way, but not necessarily the easiest, is to do it in the microwave. So what I do is I take a paper towel and I put it in the microwave. And this gives you an idea of, like, do you see how it's like wet? I don't know if you guys can see. It's like wet right here because all the moisture is like basically being like cooked out of it. So you put it in the microwave, and you want to do it in like 30-second intervals. You want to watch it because if it starts to rise up, that's not the end of the world, but you don't want it to rise up and harden like that because it will stay. For instance, this guy, bubble, and this bubble is actually still wet, but this bubble is hard, like as a rock. So this bubble isn't going anywhere. So that's just something to think about with that. So you'll want to do it in like 30-second intervals. If it starts to bubble up, just take another paper towel and press it over it gently, and it'll fall back down. Now, the back of my gingerbread has these little wrinkles right here, and that's because he bubbled and then unbubbled. But for me, it's on the back, so it's no big deal. To keep it from bubbling, you'll lay the front down. Start with the front up and do it for about like 15 seconds or so, and then if it starts to bubble up, then turn it over and let it bubble up on the back side so that if anything, it messes up the back, not the front. The hook in your ornament, you can take a skewer or a straw. So I'll just take this skewer, and you'll just push it right through and kind of twist it. Whoops. It'll make a little hole for your ornament. Or you can take a straw and just, it almost acts like a hole puncher, just kind of punches it out, which is really cool. So I'm going to dry the rest of these, and then the ones that I did last night that are dry, I will decorate so you guys can see the different ways to decorate them. Alright guys, so that is it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. They were super fun to make, and you can come up with all kinds of ideas for these. They don't have to be just for Christmas. You could decorate with them all over the place and for any holiday. So that's really cool. My favorite one is this little 3D Santa. He's not finished. I put a coat of Mod Podge over him, so he's not finished drying yet. But I just think he is so cute. I think I'm going to paint the inside of his feet though, because his feet aren't glued on. I adore him. I think I'm going to make quite a few more of him. He's super cute. And that is it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Drop me a comment if you'd like to see any more salt dough tutorials, or what Christmas tutorials or holiday tutorials you want to see this month. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because you know you'll get to see tons of fabulous makeup tutorials and DIYs and travel videos and so much more that will be coming up soon. And don't forget to share this video if you liked it on social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, and don't forget to pin it, because Pinterest is fabulous. Alright, until the next video, adios.